Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing what I read in December. I actually read a lot of books this month because I was on break from like half of it. So I'm really excited to talk about everything I read. So let's get right into it. The first book I read was 20 Years Later by Charlie Danielle. This book was really good, honestly. I thought it was a little slow. It was kind of confusing, but I give it a 3 stars. I really liked it. It's kind of like this book. It's a thriller about a person's remains that showed up after 20 years after 9/11. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, probably would like it. It has kind of like a back and forth timeline. It has murder mystery aspects, has some just such a thrilling plot, but I feel like it's just sometimes a little slow. So I do recommend it, but there is just some things that I didn't love about it. The next book I read was Apples Never Fall by Elaine Mordelli. This book is basically just a book about tennis and a rich family and just their kids and when they get older, and this book is honestly so just, you look into their lives and it's so cool, but also at the same time it's really just sad and scary at times, and it's just really a good story. The line and just you guys, this book is really good, honestly, but I give it a 3.5 stars. There was just a lot of slow parts and it just didn't connect with me very much. I really haven't thought about it that much after I read it, so that is why it's a 3.5. The next book I read was The Things We Leave Behind by Rebecca Yarros. This book of 4.5 stars. I really loved it. It's a war kind of book. It's about this war, and it goes back and forth between different timelines, and it's just so good. There's a plot twist at the end that I did not guess the whole time. It was so interesting, and oh my goodness, I just loved the characters. I loved seeing inside of their lives. I love reading books from a different timeline, but sometimes it can be boring, but this one was not. It was so good, and I highly recommend this one. Next is Supernova. This is the last installment into the Renegades trilogy. I'm really happy that I got to read the series, and I just love it so much. I love these characters in this world. If you don't know what the series is about, it's basically about superheroes. There's evil and good, and there's this world that is so amazing. Not every person has a superpower, but then there's also these renegades, which are kind of like the superheroes. Then we have these anarchists, which are kind of like the bad guys, and hidden identities. So much like fighting and thrilling aspects of these books. I love everything about these books. This one wasn't my favorite in the series. I only gave this one a 4, but I really did just love the characters. Really sad that I can't see them again, but maybe we'll do a reread. Maybe. Next is The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book I gave 4.5 stars. I really loved it. I love seeing the characters again, and I love seeing the world. I don't think this book is a part of the original Inheritance Games trilogy. This is kind of a separate thing. Basically, we're following Jameson and Grayson. I do wish we got the other brothers' point of views, but I do really like it still. And we're just going along in their mysteries and their missions, and I loved it so much. I really liked Grayson's and Jameson's. There was aspects of both missions that I just loved so much. I love seeing the characters, and I love seeing them in their point of views. And yeah, I just like this book a lot more than other people did. I feel like this one was a hit or miss for people, but I definitely recommend if you want to feel being back in the world with these characters again. Is Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson. I gave it 2 stars. Rich people drama, but also kind of very thrilling. But it's just this one lady comes into this neighborhood and she just kind of is off. Everybody's really confused on where she came from. How is she like so cool? She's like the cool mom, I guess. And they're like so many questions about her, but all she cares about is like getting information about the neighborhood and the people. And there's this one girl, and there's this one mom, Amy, and she just kind of strikes up in a situation that she doesn't really want to be in. But that's all I have to really say about this one. It does sound it is really interesting and fast-paced, definitely. I read this one in like a weekend. Very just fast-paced and easy to read. Next is the only 5 stars of the month so far, but oh my goodness, I love this book so much. It's so thrilling and amazing. I gave this book a 5 stars. If you don't know, it is Hidden Pictures by Jason Reluca. This book is so amazing. I want to read this book already again. There's just so many details in this book that are so just thrilling. I did kind of get the same aspect of this book in Turn of the Key, but this one is so much better. So much better. Okay, that she babysitting is named Ted, and she's just seeing how this kid is kind of weird and different, and he draws these pictures, and it's just so good. It was really sad in the end, honestly, and kind of like the parents. I did not like the parents at all at the end. I hated them actually, but I really like this book, and I 100% recommend. If I had to pick out any of these books, it'd be this one. Okay, read this thriller. So good. I read The Nanny by Gillian McLean. This book is interesting, okay? I don't really remember anything about this book, but I gave it a 3 stars. But I did guess most of the plot twists in this book and everything that kind of happened. I guessed, honestly. Like everything that, like, the second half of this book, I just kind of started guessing all the plot twists, and it was like before they happened, obviously, and it just wasn't that thrilling in the end. So yeah, but I did like the storyline and I did like the characters, so I did give it a 3 stars. Not my favorite though. I listened to The Gift by Freida McFadden. This one was a short story, I believe. Yeah, and it is pretty... It was different, honestly. I don't really get what happened. I gave it a 2 stars. I did love it. Honestly, don't really recommend. But if you have like maybe a few hours in your day and you want to read it, go for it. I read this during the holiday season, obviously, and I feel like it fit because it was getting a gift for... Basically, there was this girl that works at a cafe, and she didn't have a gift for her fiance, so she had to go to this store, and it was just... Everything just was super creepy and weird, and it was weird. And I really don't get what happened in that book, honestly. But if you want a short little sweet read that is thrilling, I guess read this one. Then the books I'm currently reading, I'm currently listening to The Wife Upstairs. I don't know who it's by, but it is okay so far. I'm a little weirded out and I'm a little nervous about how it's gonna end. But right now it's sitting at like a 3.5 stars. Yeah. And then I'm currently reading Killjoy by Holly Jackson. This is the kind of the prequel to A Girl's Guide to Murder series. I love that series. It's probably one of the best thriller series, if not only the thriller series I've ever read. New Year, definitely go check that series out. It's so good. But this one, it basically follows the same characters. It's before in the timeline, it's kind of before the other books. And it's really good. It's like basically Pip goes to this birthday party for her friend, and it's kind of like this murder mystery party, and there's like this crime scene and everything. It's really cool and interesting. I love being back in the world with the characters, and yeah, I'm really liking it so far. It's around a 3 star. It's just right now because I'm only a few chapters in. And finally, the last book I'm reading right now is Heart of the Raven Prince by Tessa Odette. I really love this author. If you don't know, I read in the beginning of the year The Curse of the Wolf King. I read that book in the beginning of the year and I loved it. Definitely one of my favorite books of the year, which is shocking, but I do really love it. I'm not really like this one as much just because I don't love the main character as much as the first book, but this is kind of like a standalone series that you can read. It kind of like I'm seeing the characters in the first book and this book, so just take that with what you will. But I'm really liking this one. This one's a Cinderella retelling with fae and a magical world, and it's just so good. I love the writing that she does, and the characters that she comes up with. So yeah, definitely recommend this series, but definitely liking the other one better than this one so far. This one's definitely like a 4 stars right now. I did rate the other one 5, but yeah. So these are all the books I read in December, at least the physical ones. I read a lot more than I thought I did this month, and I'm really happy about every single one of these basically. And if you gotta go away with one book to read in this video, it was definitely Hidden Pictures or The Things We Leave Behind. Both of those books are so good. I love you guys so much. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Definitely comment what you read in December, and I'll see you guys in the new year. Bye!